In solo leveling, Choi Jong-in and the others stood frozen, their bodies paralyzed by the overwhelming pressure that suddenly filled the room. Footsteps echoed from the darkness. From the shadows, something approached Beck. Yoonho's eyes widened in disbelief, as his instinct screamed at him, his voice trembling as he uttered, This doesn't make any sense!" The Ant King fully emerged with dark. A monstrous aura exploded outward, and then it roared, drowning the entire cavern in its suffocating presence. The very air trembled. The mountain itself seemed to groan under the sheer force of its power. Yoonho staggered back, sweat dripping down his face. His voice carried his sheer disbelief. How is a single beast capable of such strength? As the Ant King walks, its footsteps send shivers down their spines. Cha-hae-in kneels to the ground, overwhelmed by the menacing aura the Ant King emits. Her eyes widen in fear as she describes it. That thing is no ordinary beast. Dong-wook sees death itself as the Ant King moves forward, paralyzing him in place, unable to react. The Ant King stops at the Queen's severed head, making everyone tense and confused as the pressure in the air rises. Suddenly, it releases a wrathful screech, forcing everyone to their knees under the immense presence. Cha-hae-in barely manages to stay standing, gripping her sword tightly, shocked as the Ant King suddenly leaps behind her with overwhelming speed. Before she can react, it swipes at her with brute strength, sending her crashing into the wall. Cha-hae! Dong-wook screams in panic, but before he can move, the Ant King uses instant transmission, appearing right in front of him. Before he can even react, his shield shatters along with his arm. Dong-wook howls in agony, gripping his spear in an attempt to counterattack. But in a blink of an eye, the Ant King severs it. Yoonho lets out a battle cry, charging forward. But he's instantly outpaced as the Ant King blitzes past him, striking Choi with a single slash of its claw. Lim Tae-gyu dashes forward, firing a magic arrow with confidence. But to his shock, the Ant King effortlessly blocks it, then snaps it in half before delivering a devastating backhand punch that sends him flying. Suddenly, Dong-wook lunges at the Ant King, knocking it back. He smirks and says, "My arm may be gone, but I've got Byung by my side," revealing his newly healed limb. Byung, hidden in the shadows, had been using his skilled disguise, which allows him to camouflage and erase his presence. Dong-wook throws a punch, but the Ant King dodges, grabbing his leg and smashing him into the ground, repeatedly before tossing him aside. Byung watches in disbelief as the Ant King's gaze suddenly locks onto him. Anxiety